And here's our project truck, a Chev Viking 60 cab over, about 1964 vintage. Let's see, she's wheels on her. Say 5 speed. She's 5 speed in her. As you can see, the engine and transmission are out of her right now because they come out as a unit. And we've got a few rust issues. You can see there, motionless didn't help matters much. So you got a little dent issues going on. Can't be fixed. This rust here is going to be a little more interesting because it's the inner end outer fender. Two layers, support brackets underneath. But she's all complete, so it'll be a fun one. Once we get her all done, we're going to custom build a wrecker deck on the back of her. We'll get more projects that we got to work on someday. Okay, and here's our tow truck, or soon to be someday tow truck. Conversion, victim, whatever you want to call it. It's a mid-60s Chev Viking 60 cab over. Pretty much original. Started out its life as a Department of Highways truck. Then was a farm truck of a couple of different variants. And now it's going to be a tow truck. So you can see we got her taken apart here a bit. Engine and transmission, of course, are out of it. So, take a little look inside. See what she looks like here. Panned out a little bit there. Now, of course, we got some rust repair to do. We got holes through the fenders here. These are actually a double skin. There's an inner and outer fender, and got some work to do on the door on the other side and the bottom of it. But all in all, it's a doable project. Nothing that a bit of work won't get fixed up for us. So hopefully we'll have weekly updates as we get more stuff done, and we get the Tuesday tow truck into a tow truck. Here we've got the engine that we took out of the truck. It's a 350 small block Chev, and you can see down here what the problem is. There's a big hole in it. And there's a rod missing. It was laying on the side of the truck. There's a hole in the oil pan over there. Just generally pretty much destroyed. So we've got another block over here that we've got cleaned up, stripped down. It's out of a 76 Chev half ton. In pretty good shape overall. So we're just basically going to do a re-ring bearing on it, put her together and put her in. And we're putting together the engine for the tow truck. Got 1, 3, 5, and 7 pistons in. Everything torqued down and crank in. We got time lapse on that, so we'll show doing that, some of it. Well, we thought we had time lapse, and I think we do on the GoPro. But GoPro being GoPro, when you want to do something, it doesn't do what you want it to do. So we can't seem to get the time lapse to play back on the computer. We can only get it to play back on the camera, which means we can't upload it. So we'll show you a little update here. Pistons in there. We got one head sitting on here. Gotta put the head bolts in now. This Velcro set actually came with steel shim gaskets. It's kind of unusual these days. You can see them in there. And we'll show you one for the other side. You see it's got the raised ridges on it. Those go up against the head, and then of course it's dimpled correspondingly on the back side. Velcro right on there. So the advantage with the steel gaskets is a little bit less likely to blow out, not having fiber in them, and they're thin, so it keeps your compression up a little bit. And this is a low compression engine, so we aren't putting flat top pistons in it or anything. So bottom end all together here, everything torqued down. So we'll get the heads on her and bring you back. And of course we got quality control here, keeping a close eye on things, just in case you don't want to screw anything up. Well, we got our gasket in place for our oil pan, and timing covers on. We got the silicone in the corners and the neoprene gasket on. So I know we're doing a little handheld here, but just set the oil pan up in place here. Make sure everything looks like it's lining up and going into place here for us. Looks good, so that's what it's going to look like. They sent us all new bolts to bolt her down with, so we'll do that. Okay, we got the spec sheet here for the camshaft, in case anybody's curious. And lift is 432 on the intake and 453 on the exhaust. We got durations of 206 on the intake and 214 on the exhaust. Lobe separation of 111 degrees. So with those kind of numbers, we're looking at a pretty smooth idle. You get into high durations, you get into a lot more overlap, and that's what makes for the rumply engines that you hear. But you don't want that for low speed work, which is what we're going to be doing with this engine. You want high lift, short durations, get big gulp air and get the valve closed again so she can make power. So I think that'll be about it for this week. We're just doing engine work. Haven't had a chance to get anything else in, any of the other projects. Just been going straight ahead on customers' jobs, doing lots of U-joints and wheel bearings and brake work and you name it. So probably we'll get at some work on that drive shaft U-joint project that we're going to be working on. Waiting for some steel plates, the way the customers decided to want to do them. So we're going to build a jig for that. We might work on that Sunday afternoon. We'll see how the day goes. And whatever we're working on, we'll get some video shot of it. And it's been raining all day here, so I haven't wanted to bring in the old Chev truck and get dripped on all day finishing up the brakes. I like being comfortable when I'm working on my own stuff. So today was engine day, and we'll see what comes up next week. Thanks for watching.